groups of 4. Everybody plays everybody else within the group, and it's only the top 2 of the groups that go through to the semi-final knockout stage. And that's why it's so important in this next match, because it is the 3-time former champion and number 2 seed Tai Tzu Ying lost yesterday to Hebing Zhao, and she's up against the home player Busanan Ongbamrungphan, who also lost her match yesterday. That was to teammate, and that confirms what the situation here is in Group B. Hebing Zhao, by virtue of her 2-game win, and Ratchanok Intanon, the top 2 players within the group. So absolutely vital for the players we're about to watch. Whoever wins this gives themselves a chance of qualifying for the semi-final knockout stage. Whichever one loses is out. So here is the most successful women's singles player in the history of the Super Series and the World Tour finals. Dr. Tai Tzu Ying. 5 finals from 8 previous appearances. 9th appearance at the prestigious end-of-year finale championships. Tai Tzu Ying, who won the title in 2014-16 and here in Bangkok in 2020. That was actually played in January 2021, but it was the 2020 World Tour finals.
Versus Busanan Ongbamrungphan from Thailand.
Busanan Ongbamrungphan from Thailand, making her 3rd appearance at the end-of-year championships. Most successful World Tour year ever for Busanan. First time she's contested 2 World Tour finals in a year. In fact, one in India, the Super 500 event, and lost in the final of the Swiss 300 event. It was her 2nd Swiss final. She'd been runner-up also in 2015. So this will be a 17th meeting between these 2 players, and of the previous 16, Tai Tzu Ying has won 13 of them. And perhaps more significantly, she's won the last 11 encounters. They're the last, which was in the first round of the Denmark 750 event earlier this year. 2 straight games, as you can see. It was 41 minutes.
What do you choose? Receive.
Well, I couldn't hear that, Steen. I think Busanan won the toss of the coin, but I'm not sure what she chose. Could you hear?
She must have chosen end, because Tai Tzu Ying chose to receive. So I can't see any other option.
Yeah, no, you're right on that.
I mean, if Busanan had chosen to serve, then obviously it was nice if Tai would like to receive, so we can get the match underway.
Yes, the technicalities of this. Well, Tai Tzu Ying is 28 years of age and now completed her doctorate earlier this year, hence the title Dr. Tai Tzu Ying. Born in Kaohsiung and currently number 3 on the world ranking, has been as high as 214 weeks in total as world number 1, but finished the year on the race to the World Tour finals at number 2. It's the 5th time she's finished the year either 1 or 2, and the race to the end of year championships. That is an extraordinarily good consistency from her. Now, as I was telling you, she lost to the number 3 seed, the left-handed Hebing Zhao, 21-19, 21-19, but she'd been 5-14 down in that 2nd game. As we so often see, makes a bit of a comeback in the latter stages, but she'd left it simply a little too late. So to her opponent, Busanan Ongbamrungphan, is 26 years of age from Nonthaburi, just outside of Bangkok, which is where we played the Thomas and Uber Cup finals. earlier this year. 168, that equates to 5'6", and her third appearance at the World Tour finals. Hasn't got out of the group stage so far, and certainly needs to win today's match to achieve that this year. Lost to her teammate, the former world champion Ratchanok Intanon, in yesterday's match. It was her 12th loss in 12 meetings against Ratchanok. I think we can safely say Ratchanok, that's the measure of Busanan. Not sure they train together. I think they have different training coaches and venues. Flying Datan from India is our umpire for this one, and Sanggang from China, the service judge. So we always like matches that have a bit of bite to them, don't we, Steen? And the fact that it's a must-win for both of these players. Whichever player loses is out.
Yeah, it's at least got, if you're going to lose this match, you're at least going to get a game. See if you can get a game and still be clinging to the thinnest of lines. We don't know the result of the match between Ratchanok and He Bingjiao, but it's now or never. Don't hold anything back.
Yeah. Well, we'll know a little later on with our 10th match of the day.
Busanan Ongbamrungphan, Thailand. Busanan Ongbamrungphan to serve. Love all. Play.
So Busanan Ongbamrungphan in the all-white kit nearest to us against the three-time former champion Tai Tzu Ying. Wow. Well, that opening rally suggests to me that Tai Tzu Ying means business.
1 love.
Did you call her match yesterday against He Bingjiao?
No, it was on the adjacent court.
Two love.
It's going to be interesting to see Ongbamrungphan here, because yesterday she played a patient game against Ratchanok Intanon and basically scored points on Ratchanok making mistakes. And the thing is that in my opinion, she's sort of like this this player that's just below the top of women's singles. She's in an era with a lot of strong women's singles players, and she's a little bit below them in competition. Also supported by the fact that she's only ever beaten one player ranked in top 5.
And who was that?
That was Chen Fei just weeks ago. I think it was in
Malaysia.
Was it in Malaysia?
No, no, it wasn't. She lost to Chen Fei in Malaysia.
Hilo Open or French Open, I think.
It was the French Open in the second round.
So she's struggling with the very best of players that has the strong technical abilities, Busanan. And as soon as you get below that, she's a very, very strong player against players with similar abilities. I was wondering a little bit about her choice of ends, but in that perspective it might make sense to see if you can get a good start, build some confidence when playing up against the drift.
Oh, that's delightful. A little bit of slice on that from Tai Tzu Ying. All about placement and angle. And actually disguise.
Yeah.
3 things. Oh, indecision there from Busanan. Cost her dear. It's good that she's had her best year ever, though, don't you think, Steen, Busanan? You know, 2 World Tour finals in a year, winning one of them.
Yeah, that's encouraging.
That's well judged. I do think that Busanan has a slight issue with lunging to the forehand net. I can remember the first time I watched her play was in the Asian Youth Games in Nanjing.
Yeah.
And she had a terrible, or she was coming back from a terrible hamstring tear. And I don't think she's ever really developed that forward lunge on the right hand, her right hand net. I think she always looks slightly awkward. She doesn't seem to go deep enough in the lunge, and I think it's all stemming from that injury when she was a junior. Well, that would have been a run of 5 straight points.
Well done.
Yeah. Oh, that is perfect placement. Well, there's a challenge here from Busanan, but I saw that as good. Mind you, I only got 1 right yesterday, Steen, on the challenges. I was having a shocker of a day.
Well, so far it's been a good rule to go with the line judges. They've been actually quite good so far. We're a little bit off in terms of direction.
Yeah, we're right at an angle to the court. Oh, it was wide, my goodness.
Wow.
I'm surprised at that.
Yeah.
There you are, I'm wrong again. Good challenge by Busanan.
1 challenge remaining. Service over.
All challenges remaining. Yeah, she was charged at a challenge she shouldn't be.
7 all play.
And you were right about the coaching, Jill. There was coaching yesterday in the all-tie
Yes,
women's
I thought
single.
They train in different groups, don't they?
Yeah. Oi,
Lucky netball immediately apologises, Tai Tzu Ying.
because that had enough pace to go long, that shot. Wow.
Look how she held that, Steen. Isn't that just, I mean, incredible skill. could see the shuttle holding up there with the drift.
Service over. 9 all. Out. Service over. 10-9.
Put that away with venom. That was never going to come back. And Tai Tzu Ying, the 3-time former winner, with a 2-point advantage here at the mid-game interval in the opening game. Smash down the line, forcing Busanan to take the shuttle late, and therefore the only possible shot was a straight block. 11-9 opening game.
Code 1, 20 seconds. Code 1, 20 seconds. Code 30 seconds. 11-9. Play.
Oh, that's a nice shot. Yeah. How many times have we seen recently, Steen, when we've been watching Tai Tzu Ying, sets herself up in the rally, should be playing the winning shot, and then misses. Is that just a lack of confidence, do you think? Why does that happen to a player? It must be confidence, lack of.
Confidence, perhaps. I don't know. She's tried a lot now, Tai Tzu Ying. She's got her major medals, not the titles, which I think she could aim for. So, I mean, she's won the World Tour finals previously, hasn't she?
3 times.
3 times. So
most successful women's singles player ever in this competition.
Yeah, and I think she sees herself sort of in the later stages of her career. So I think it takes something special to get her fully motivated.
I'm not sure I agree with you, Steen.
No?
No, because she was very open about the fact that she intended to retire after the 2020 Olympic Games, when we thought they were going to happen in 2020.
Yeah.
She then kept going to 2021 to play in the Olympic Games. She got her silver medal. Why is she still playing now? Because she still hankers after that gold medal in Paris in 2024.
Yes,
so
agree.
the motivation is there.
Exactly. It's not this tournament. It's the Olympics and the World Championships. And I think I've experienced it with one of the Danish players, that as she got older, she had more difficulties in motivating herself to play the regular Grand Prix tournaments. But when the stakes got higher, when it was a team tournament, when it was a medal tournament, then the focus was there.
Yeah. No, I can relate to that, yeah.
I'm not certain that's the case here. She might be totally motivated, but it's a suggestion as to what could happen.
Yeah, but I think also with players that as you get older, you realise your number of chances are diminishing, and therefore you put more pressure on yourself to feel that, you know, this might be my last World Tour finals.
Yeah.
I want to do well in this event. I certainly felt that as a player when I was getting towards the end of my career.
Yeah, I think there's different personalities in terms of that.
Maybe. I'm sure there are. play. A beautifully constructed rally from Tai Tzu Ying. Happens again. Forced the short lift.
Yeah, but I think it rolled over.
Did it?
Yeah.
Wow.
She apologized. I thought it stayed on her side as well. I only looked at her hand apologizing.
Oh my goodness me. That is extraordinary. Take a look at this. I thought it had fallen back her side. But here we go. Watch this. This must have bounced.
Wow.
Wow. That's extraordinary. You didn't see it as well from that angle. It seemed to stay on the net for a bit of an age, didn't it, when we saw it from a different angle? Yes, absolute precision.
Thijs is definitely the one player that if I were any other player in the tournament, I wouldn't want to see her sort of like playing in regular terms, really playing badminton, enjoying badminton, being on the verge of being knocked out in the group stage and then suddenly showing up in the semi-final stage with a lot of spectators, with a lot of fans, and suddenly finding her game. That would be the worst nightmare if I were any of the other players.
Yeah, nice block from Busanan. Back level. Oh, my goodness. Did she run out of patience?
So 18-17.
That's not even close.
No.
Oh, it's a pity.
Thank you.
Well, you have to go back to 2017, the last time that Busanan won a game from Tai Tzu Ying. She didn't even win the match on that occasion, but she won a game in the Denmark Open in the second round of 2017.
Which, as far as I recall, it was the year where there suddenly was drift in Denmark Open.
Oh, you've got a better memory than me then, Steve.
19-17.
I think Srikanth won that year.
2-point advantage and 2 points away from this opening game. Well, that is one of the examples that I was talking about a little earlier, where she forces a short lift, has the opportunity to play the winner, makes an error.
Very good job.
That's a
There was your lunge, Jill.
Yep. It does look awkward, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So 2 game point opportunities for the number 2 seed, Tai Tzu Ying. Back level, 20 all, and the home fans roar their approval.
That's the biggest applause we've heard this week from the Thai fans.
20
Yes.
all, and extra points required until there's a clear 2-point winning margin. That's a good lift. Brilliant, utterly brilliant from Tai Tzu Ying. And with that moment of magic, watch how she holds that shot and then just sweeps it over the head of her opponent deep into the forehand corner. It's a 3rd game point opportunity for the 3-time former champion Tai Tzu Ying. Done it again. That is sheer brilliance. Tai Tzu Ying on her 3rd game point opportunity converts and takes the opening game 22-20 against Busanan Ongbamrungphan. Look at that, exactly the same shot to win the last 2 rallies. Hold, hold, hold. And it's not even like a flick, is it? It's like a little sweep over the head. It's delightful. So opening game 22-20 in 21 minutes. Well, the players return to court, but Tai Tzu Ying calling for the court attendant to mop up some of the perspiration. Busanan Ongbamrungphan's coach, Sudirman, known simply as Ice. Well, seem to be gesturing about net shots or cross shots. We'll wait to see if there's any change in tactics from Busanan.
Yeah, we expect her to come out a bit more attacking now because she's playing with the drift.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
rather just wide. Now, Steve, while the coaches were having their say in the 2-minute timeout there, you were pointing out to me an incredible stat about the head-to-heads.
Yeah, that is that the last win for Busanan against Tai Tzu Ying. She's got 3 wins in the previous encounters, but the last win was back in 2014 in the Indonesia Open, and that means that it was, in my opinion, against Tai Tzu Ying version 1.0, and she's got no wins against Tai version 2.0, the much improved version of Tai Tzu Ying that we saw after the Olympics in 2016, where she really brought herself in good shape.
Yeah. She worked very hard on her physicality after the Rio Olympic Games, did Tai Tzu Ying.
1-2.
That's interesting. Well, that's a shocking piece of judgment from Tai Tzu Ying. No wonder she turns to her coach and, well, yeah, the only thing you can do is laugh at that, isn't it? Oh dear, more indecision. Oh, that's brilliant, so.
3-1.
She was going to leave it, decided to play it, and then extraordinary defence. Amazing.
She did go for that first game, Busanan, and she was almost successful. It's more troublesome now. She's got a lot more court to cover, and Tai plays more freely.
Oh, anything you can do, I can do just as well. Oh, good defence from Busanan.
2-4.
This time the hold and flick across court from Tai Tzu Ying. Her opponent was waiting for it. Take a look at this. Hold, flick. Yeah, you've done that to me twice before. I'm not going to be fooled again. You can tell the sideways drift there, can't you, Steve, from right to left?
I think so. I think so.
We all look down on the court.
And I was just thinking that I thought that the players already today are controlling the conditions better, at least the drift alongside the court. Also, especially Busanan here in the start of the second game. But that sideways drift, that's fooled her a couple of times here in the second game.
Trickery there from Busanan. Landed in. You know, I'm wondering whether the lengthways drift is as pronounced as yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
there's still full power on the air conditioner. We have an air conditioner here to the left of our commentary position, and it's full power.
Good rally. Four straight points to go into the lead.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me. That's a second service error.
Double 7 out.
Tempted the drive serve.
Good shot.
It's good movement around the head, wasn't it? Got behind it well.
Double 8-7. Right court, please. Busanan, low and right court. Play.
Oh, that may have been going wide, you know. That's brave, isn't it, to play the deep forehand corner of Busanan from this side of the court, that one. Oh, what do you think, Steen? Was it going wide?
I don't think it was going wide. I think she had control over it there from the front court, but it was definitely an unsafe corner at the moment.
Because of the drift.
Yeah.
Oh dear, that's changed her mind there, I
9,
suspect.
8.
It's going wrong again.
Double
That's extraordinary.
9 out.
Yeah. Are you still convinced that the drift is the same as yesterday?
No, definitely not as severe as
No,
we saw it yesterday in the beginning of the day. I'm thinking about during the last match. I felt there was a rainfall outside. It was very
Yes.
loud on the roof. I wonder if that could have some impact. That the temperature on the ceiling here is.
If the building is cooled down,
Yeah.
then the aircon, if it's set to automatic,
Perhaps,
would turn itself off a bit. If
but it's not
building's
turned
cooled
off.
down.
It's blowing full power, but might affect the drift of air. I don't know.
to the mid-game interval with a 2-point advantage. Tai Tzu Ying, exactly the same scoreline, an advantage that she had in the opening game. That's beautiful movement, isn't it? I don't think I'll ever tire of watching Tai Tzu Ying play. Beautiful movement, great skills, great sportsmanship.
Yeah,
Just a delight to watch.
that's some of the things that we have to remind ourselves to enjoy. The players that we have the opportunity to see play at the same time against each other, against really, really good opposition. The matches we've seen with Lin Dan against Lee Chung Wei in their heydays, and
Yeah.
Taufik Hidayat and stuff like that. I'm sitting here trying to find some alternative explanations on Tai's recent form, or lacking a little bit of it, perhaps, compared to what we've seen earlier. And this goes for all the players here, that we haven't really thought about that these finals were moved 1 week forward. So maybe some of them have been on a leave or a small holiday or whatever, because this is the period they have to do it in, because soon the Olympic qualification will start. And then it just goes on and on until Paris 2024.
I can't believe that any of the top 8 players and pairs in each of the 5 disciplines would have taken a holiday prior to the World Tour finals. I know it's been brought forward a week, but, you know, you're right, there is an Olympic qualifying period coming up, but in certain parts of the world, depending on cultures and so on, there's a winter holiday.
Yeah.
And I think that's when players, you know, I don't think, maybe they've been in a heavier training period.
Exactly, that's also a possibility.
Yeah. But I don't, I'm not sure they would have taken a holiday knowing that they had the World Tour finals.
13-11.
She's read that shot now, Busanan.
Yeah.
The hold and flick cross.
From the forehand to forehand. Yeah.
12-13. So we go 14-12.
I think the drift must have changed. You couldn't play those flicks above Tai that we see Busanan do here. You couldn't play them earlier today.
Exactly.
They would go like a meter out or something like that.
It's a beauty. So the hold and flick deep into the forehand corner of Busanan, when she's playing it straight, is working.
Yeah,
Tai
it
Tzu
definitely
Ying,
is.
but not when she's playing it cross.
No.
Not anymore.
Or she just needs to readjust the angle, the height that she's playing it in. Oops.
Immediately apologises. But do you see the forehand lunge there to the net from Busanan again?
Here it comes. Interesting that her left foot is doing nothing, because when you make a lunge, you can hold your weight, so to speak, for only so long, then you have to support it. It's important to get your left foot in the ground as quick as possible.
This long. Well, it's now or never as far as Busanan is concerned, surely.
She's got some problem with her biceps, I think, or her elbow.
Well, she just asked to tell... No, you're right, Steen, you are right. She's called for the doctor. He wants some cold spray. Now, Steen, there's been some revision of the rules of medical timeouts. Just fill us in about that.
Yeah, it's been emphasized. It's basically the old rules that has been emphasized, that you can get cool spray once, and then you can be examined and be advised whether it's advisable to continue. And in certain cases where it's detrimental, or deems to be detrimental to the player's own good, the referee can go in and stop the match. Oh. It sort of reminded me as a spray tan from the series Friends, where one of the friends is in terrible trouble when he's spray tan.
Yeah, I think I remember that one too. It was Ross. But in all seriousness, the medic came on there, gave cold spray.
Yeah.
Just because the player asked for it. There was no examination of what the problem was.
No.
And that's what we've talked about, I think, as an issue. When we watch in tennis, the trainer comes on, which is what we call the medical person, whether it's a physio or a doctor,
Yeah.
and they examine, they establish what the problem is, and then they decide on what treatment, whether it's cold spray or whatever.
Exactly.
Because there's no reason why a player shouldn't carry some cold spray in their racket bag. And then we wouldn't have to have a medical timeout. They could just quickly spray. Oh, that's well worked. Well, from 13-12, 6 of the last 7 points to Tai Tzu Ying. She's really taken command now of this second game. 2 points away from her first win in these World Tour finals.
No, that was not correct.
Oh, good smash.
In terms of the cold spray, it says here, if necessary or upon request, the tournament doctor administers only treatment that will not delay play, e.g. cold spray to alleviate pain. Oh yeah, only once during play in a match, or taking necessary steps to stop bleeding, wound, or etc. So yeah, I was correct. I apologize for thinking I was incorrect.
Such a thought is inconceivable, Steve.
Yeah.
Our guru on rules and regulations and qualification permutations in these round-robin events. What would we do without you, Steve? Oh, just wide. A collective gasp of disappointment from the home fans. Because it is now 5 match point opportunities for the 5-time finalist Tai Tzu Ying. That's nice.
And it's been a much more positive display from Busanan today than it was yesterday. I think that's important for her.
Just long, and therefore on her second match point opportunity. Tai Tzu Ying beats Busanan Ongbamrungphan 22-20, 21-16. Match lasting 43 minutes. And Tai Tzu Ying, the number 2 seed, giving herself a fighting chance of qualifying for the semi-final knockout stage. But for Busanan, 2 matches played, 2 losses.
Match won by Tai Tzu Ying, 22-20, 21-16.
So
She's hanging in a thin line to try and qualify for the semi-finals. A lot of results should go her way if she's still in with a chance.
22-20, 21-16 in a match time that's just been rounded up on the giant scoreboard to 44 minutes. So coming up next is women's doubles, and it is the #1 seeds Jung and Kim from Korea up against the home favourites Kitty Harukan and Prajongjai. Welcome back to Bangkok. Second day of action here at the HSBC BWF World Tour Finals. The 5th edition of the HSBC BWF World Tour Finals, which has preceded the Super Series. Next up we have women's doubles, and it's the #1 seeds from Korea, Jongna Eun and Kim Hae-jeong from Korea, up against